Hi, my name is Abbie Thorpe, and I'm one of the student interns developing a course on AI and ethics with the School of Chemistry at the University of Glasgow. Today, I'm going to be talking about our student-led development of our MOOC on AI and ethics to be available across the university and beyond. Myself and my fellow student interns, Ava, Annie, and Nick, have worked alongside Dr. Kirsty Watts and Dr. Lydia Bach to co-create this course after seeing a gap in the market for AI ethical courses with a significant student input. This project received a large bid funding award from the Learning Teaching Development Fund and further funding from the Learning Innovation Support Unit. This project has also been supported by the Centre for Data Science and AI, LearnSci, and the SRC. We are student interns from drastically different fields and levels, ranging from critical analysis-based humanities like philosophy, law, and English, and science-based subjects like physics. Utilizing our respective skills, we have developed a multifaceted course that investigates AI ethics through a multitude of ways alongside Dr. Watts and Dr. Batch. So, why is AI ethics important anyway? AI ethics regards how AI, through its data input, can be biased and discriminative, and the impact that this has on vulnerable and minority groups. By being aware of certain biases that may emerge, we can learn about and discuss AI from an ethical standpoint and in turn think about how we can use it safely and fairly. Without being aware of AI ethics, we would be subject to bias, such as in this diagram. As you can see, there are several types of bias that may affect the data going into AI systems and thus lead to potential harms. Our course aims to make university students and beyond aware of these issues and to foster a beneficial and ethical relationship with AI instead. Here is some data from national surveys that really underpin the rationale behind a need for a course like this, particularly the stat that 68% of responders are concerned with the environmental implications and that 73% are concerned with data privacy, paired with the fact that only 41 are confident using AI in the first place. It is evident that there are ethical concerns around AI and therefore a need to address the ethical side of it, especially for students.
Hi everyone, my name is Ava Scott-Nadal and I'm also one of the AI ethics content creators for this course. And today I'm going to be talking about the incredible student-led symposium that took place from October 2nd to the 4th in 2024 at the Advanced Research Centre at the University of Glasgow. The symposium took place in person and online, providing a space for deep discussion and shaping a more ethical and inclusive future for artificial intelligence. We covered a wide range of thought-provoking topics from feminism and technology and AI and education to disability and AI, and even how AI can sometimes create bullshit obscurities. Students played a crucial role in making this event happen, not just in its organization, but in its content. I had the opportunity to sit on the expert panel alongside Harry from the SRC, which gave us a platform to engage directly with university vice principals. This discussion allowed us to bring forward student perspectives on AI ethics and governance at a higher institutional level. Another major highlight was the workshop delivered and developed by Abbie and Annie on the final day. With over 60 attendees, this workshop focused on producing actionable recommendations for AI ethics, turning ideas into concrete steps forward. The response to the symposium was phenomenal, with many researchers highlighting its inclusivity and accessibility, with some even suggesting that this should be an annual event. A particularly proud moment was when MSP Claire Adamson mentioned the symposium in the Scottish Parliament, recognising its impact on shaping conversations around AI policy, particularly in higher education contexts. Beyond the event itself, the symposium had a lasting influence on our course. Discussions from day 2, particularly around AI and doomsday thinking, helped shape our module on AI and the existential, balancing perspectives on AI's risks and its potential benefits. Similarly, conversations about diversity and inclusion in data directly inform my module on AI and governance. Ultimately, this symposium wasn't just an event, it was a catalyst for learning, collaboration, and real world impact. So, thank you to everybody who participated, and we look forward to continuing these conversations in the future. Thanks.
All right, so the symposium on AI ethics and inclusion, particularly near the end with the workshops, that helped inform what content we would for sure be covering in this course. Now, I'm going to take us from that initial symposium to the actual student expert curriculum co-creation or student teacher curriculum co-creation. And I'm Nick, and I'm going to kind of explain that. So, the reason that this is an important consideration is that it means that the curriculum and the delivered course is responsive to the student perspective and the diversity of the student experiences. Really important at a place like University of Glasgow. We have a large portion of international students, students from different parts of the UK, different secondary school experiences, different upbringings, and they're going to approach a topic with a different base level of knowledge and different conceptions about it. And in the area of AI ethics and inclusion, anything with AI is rapidly evolving. This is particularly important to be responsive to their maybe concerns, queries, what have you. So if you take a look at the survey results, this is just kind of a broad stroke survey that we gave out. And what we gathered from it is there's more concern than optimism about AI, particularly concern about data privacy and environmental implications of AI. So right away, we can use that to inform the curriculum. Now, I know that in our course, we have a little bit of flexibility about the curriculum. That might not be the same for every course. For example, if you're teaching a first year chemistry course, you might have a very specific range of things that you have to cover. But that doesn't mean that the student expert co-creation is without value. So I think that if we look at the pedagogy of it, it really comes down to two things. There's something called expert blindness, and there's something called assessment for learning, which is, I think, crucial to any sort of effective learning environment. Expert blindness, that's when, as the subject expert or the teacher, you don't know what it's like to approach the subject for the first time anymore. You don't know what the misconceptions are. You forget what things you struggled with, and that makes it difficult to put yourself in the student's shoes. And assessment for learning, what you do is you get to then deliver some content, then you can assess the content with a student group, and then determine what learning took place. Now, the advantage of incorporating student expert curriculum co-creation here is that you kind of get a first pass through the feedback loop before delivering it to a full lecture theater of students. So you get to go through and determine maybe what was missed regarding if you missed something as the subject expert. Now, another way to think about this is effective learning takes place in the struggle zone. So that's where you need a lot of thinking, and it is high challenge. In the comfort zone, furthest on the left there, you're just rote repeating things. And as a student, that probably feels quite good because you're getting everything right, but it's very low challenge. And then you get into the panic zone. And this is where the students on the furthest right, there would be maybe a lot of expert blindness. The curriculum would be too challenging or not scaffolded enough. And I think the key thing here is there's cognitive overload. So this is where limited learning takes place. And this would be like if maybe first year student went into a master's or final year course. So in conclusion, student expert co-creation or curriculum co-creation, it does have value, I think, for every type of course that's taking place at the University of Glasgow. And I think if you had to summarize it into kind of one succinct statement, is it means that for the students and for the teacher, we can keep the classroom in the struggle zone where thinking is required and effective learning can take place.
Hi, I'm Annie, and I'm also an intern with the course. Nick has shared the rationale behind our methodology, and Ava showcased the student-led symposium. Now, I'd like to share a little bit more about the course itself. So, what's the purpose of a course on AI ethics? Well, we hope to engage students, staff, and the general public in conversation about this rapidly changing technology. While we often center discussions on AI in educational contexts, we seek to engage learners beyond this, analyzing topics surrounding AI and data, government, existential philosophy, and healthcare. We take an informative tone, balancing optimism and pessimism, prompting us to cover topics like doomsday thinking and harmful data biases working with AI. We want to use the lived experience of students to help shape this course, so we're responsive to the questions, concerns, and excitement that comes with utilizing AI in education. We have done this through the use of surveys, and so far, the responses have been very interesting. So our course is grounded in the questions, what is AI and what is ethics? And we especially want to address the bias, diversity, and inclusion on this topic. The course will take participants through 5 modules, incorporating written and visual content with videos from experts on these topics. The sections have formative and summative assessments to measure attainment of learning objectives. The course will be available in Glasgow and online, free at the point of access through Future Learn. And we've been supported by LISU and are grateful for their help throughout this process. We're looking forward to sharing the project with students and staff at the University of Glasgow and beyond. We thank you so much for allowing us to share this project with you, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of the presentations, and we're excited to see what's in store for the rest of the day. Thanks.